You've almost certainly met this person without ever guessing how much money they actually make. Their car doesn't turn heads, their watch doesn't get compliments, they live on a street you'd forget the name of a week later. And every single night, while they're asleep, money quietly lands in their account anyway. Not from stocks, not from crypto, not from an app somebody coded at 3 in the morning. It comes from a business so unremarkable that if they mentioned it at a dinner party, you'd probably change the subject. That's the part almost nobody talks about. The most boring businesses in the world are usually the ones quietly making people wealthy, while everyone else is chasing the exciting ones and staying broke. Here's what we're doing. 20 businesses, ranked from 20 down to 1. For each one, roughly what it costs to start, roughly what it can realistically pay, and the honest reason almost nobody you know is doing it. Stay until the end, because number 1 isn't actually a business. It's the single principle sitting quietly underneath all 19 of the others, and once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. Let's start. Number 20. Commercial window cleaning. Someone hanging off the side of an office tower with a squeegee looks dangerous, blue collar, like the last job anyone with options would choose. That flinch is exactly why it pays well. Contracts to clean office towers, hospitals, and hotels typically run $400 to $1,000 per working day, and many renew automatically every year without a single sales call. An operator running a few two-person crews focused on medical buildings and corporate offices can clear well over $300,000 a year without personally strapping on a harness. The pattern to remember: the more physically uncomfortable a job looks, the less crowded it usually is to own. Number 19. Pressure washing. No harness, no special license, no huge cost. A commercial-grade pressure washer runs about $1,500 to $4,000, and the world is covered in dirty driveways and grimy storefronts. Demand barely notices the economy. When times are good, homeowners want their driveway to look nice. When times are tight, property managers still have to keep storefronts clean because it's written into their lease. Amateurs chase one-off jobs. The operators who actually build something sign annual contracts with condo associations and commercial plazas, turning the work into income that shows up whether they knock on a door that week or not. Number 18. Portable restroom rentals. Possibly the least glamorous item on this list, and exactly why it's one of the most profitable. The portable sanitation market is worth tens of billions of dollars and keeps climbing, because every construction site, wedding, festival, and county fair needs them, and almost nobody wants to be the person who owns them. The model is simple: buy the units, rent them by the event or the month, service them on a route, collect payment for every day they're in use. The discomfort of the business isn't the obstacle, it's the wall that keeps competitors away. Number 17. Vending machines. Modern vending machines take cards and phone taps and can be monitored from a couch. One well-placed machine in an office, gym, or factory can generate $300 to $1,000 a month in pure profit, depending on foot traffic. Notice that word: location, not product. That's the whole game. Some operators run 50 machines across a city and haven't personally restocked one in years, because a route driver does it. What you're really buying isn't the machine. It's permission to occupy a spot around the clock that was earning nothing before. Number 16. Atom routes. Owning a network of cash machines sounds like something only banks do. But anyone can buy the machines, place them in businesses with heavy cash traffic, and earn a fee every withdrawal. A well-placed machine can net $500 to a couple $1,000s a month. You're not selling anything. You're solving the invisible problem of a bar, laundromat, or festival, where people need cash and don't have it. And it pairs naturally with vending. If you already have a machine somewhere you trust, that same owner will often let you add an ATM too, doubling the income from a single stop. Number 15. Self-storage. Roughly 1 in 8 American households now rents a storage unit, and that number keeps climbing, because homes keep getting smaller while people keep accumulating just as much stuff. This business doesn't sell space. It sells the solution to a problem modern life keeps creating. A detail few people mention: the fastest growing group of storage renters isn't families mid-move, it's small online sellers using units as makeshift warehouses instead of paying commercial rent. Storage quietly became the back office for thousands of tiny businesses, and most renters simply forget what's in there and keep paying. Number 14. Laundromats. one of the most studied, boring businesses in the country, and the numbers surprise most people. A well-run laundromat can generate well over $200,000 a year, with net margins that can reach 30 to 50%. More telling, the overwhelming majority of laundromats are still running 5 years after launch, a survival rate that puts most trendy restaurants to shame. People will always need clean clothes, regardless of the economy or what's trending. And a growing share of revenue doesn't even come from the machines. It comes from the vending, the ATM, and the free Wi-Fi that quietly turns one laundromat into 3 or 4 small businesses under one roof. Number 13. Automated car washes. People want a clean car. Almost nobody wants to wash it themselves. That single fact is the entire business. Once an automated wash is built and dialed in, it largely runs itself, and the shift to memberships changed everything. Instead of charging once, owners now charge $20 to $30 a month for unlimited washes, and most members use it far less than they think. The owner isn't hoping cars show up today. They already know what's landing in the account on the first of the month. The operators winning here rarely reinvent anything. They take one proven layout and copy it across several locations. Number 12. Ice vending machines. It sounds almost too simple to believe, but a single ice machine can generate tens of thousands of dollars a year, runs 24 hours with no employees, and pays for itself in under 2 years. They're especially strong near campgrounds, boat ramps, and RV parks in hot regions. You take water, freeze it, sell it. That's the whole operation. And it follows the same rule as vending and ATMs. Nobody dreams about owning an ice machine, which is exactly why the corner you'd put it on is still sitting empty. Number 11. Billboard and sign leasing. If you own or control well-placed land near a busy road, you can lease advertising space on it month after month. The land was doing nothing. The sign turns that nothing into a recurring check. It's one of the closest things to truly passive income here. Once the structure is up and the lease is signed, the job is essentially to collect payment. And unlike an idea, a good view of a busy highway can't be copied overnight by the next competitor. Number 10. Equipment and tool rental. An industrial mower or a professional-grade saw costs thousands of dollars most people don't want to spend for one weekend of use. That gap is the business. Buy the expensive item once, rent it out dozens of times over its life. The best customer isn't the weekend homeowner. It's the small contractor whose job lasts 3 weeks and has no interest in owning equipment that sits idle the rest of the year. The equipment pays for itself several times over, and everything after that is profit. Number 9. Pest control. Cockroaches don't care what people want to think about, which is exactly why this business never goes quiet. What makes it special is built-in recurrence. Once a monthly maintenance contract is signed with a restaurant, apartment building, or family home, it renews almost automatically, because no business wants to gamble a failed health inspection on a bug problem. It's a rare service where the customer comes chasing the provider instead of the other way around, which flips negotiating power entirely in the owner's favor. Number 8. Parking lots. Several industry veterans call this the single most boring business that exists, which is exactly the point. A well-located lot in a busy district can generate $10,000 to $30,000 a month, with almost no operating cost, no inventory, no product, no customer service. Just an empty piece of pavement in the right spot and people willing to pay to leave a car on it for a few hours. This business competes on exactly one thing: location. Whoever secures the right corner first tends to keep that edge indefinitely. Number 7. Bookkeeping for small businesses. From machines and pavement to paperwork. And boring paperwork quietly makes people wealthy too. Nearly every small business has to keep its books current, and most owners genuinely dread doing it, so they pay $500 to $1,500 a month to make it disappear. 10 clients at $1,000 a month each is $120,000 a year from a laptop with no office and no employees. And you don't need to be a licensed accountant to handle basic bookkeeping for a small business. You're not selling a credential, you're selling relief. Number 6. Commercial cleaning contracts. Not house cleaning. Contracts to clean offices, clinics, schools, and buildings after hours. A single office building contract can pay $3,000 to $10,000 a month and renews year after year with barely a conversation. What's usually missing for people who could do this isn't skill, it's mindset. Charging by the contract instead of by the hour can triple income for the exact same work. The floors don't know the difference. The bank account absolutely does. Number 5. Laundry pickup and delivery. Possibly the most modern business on this list, dressed in old-fashioned clothing. You don't need to own a laundromat. You partner with one that already exists, offer pickup, wash and fold, and delivery, and keep a margin on the convenience. People now happily pay extra to avoid doing chores themselves, and laundry is one of the last holdouts. An operator with 100 recurring clients paying $30 to $50 a week generates serious monthly income with no storefront and no machines, just logistics and reliability. In most mid-sized cities, this barely exists yet. Number 4. Specialized trade work. Traditional electricians already charge well for repairs and maintenance, but something shifted recently. The rise of smart homes and electric vehicles turned an old trade into a specialty with meaningfully higher rates. An electrician who focuses on EV charger installation and smart home systems can command rates well above the traditional going rate for fundamentally the same trade. The work didn't change, the specialization inside the work did. Whoever specializes first in their town charges a premium for years simply for arriving early. Number 3. Established service franchises. Buying a franchise isn't for everyone. It takes real upfront capital, but the numbers explain why it stays one of the most predictable paths to solid income. The average service franchise generates around $1 million a year in revenue on a proven, already tested playbook. That fast food place on your daily drive is very likely owned by an ordinary person who bought a working system instead of inventing one. Somebody already made the expensive mistakes and fine-tuned the process. Buyers run a proven system instead of gambling on an unproven one. Number 2. Buying a business instead of starting one. This one is different. It's not about which business. It's about how you get your hands on it. Most people assume the only way in is building from the first customer. But buying a boring, already working business, a laundromat, a cleaning company, a pest control route, erases the biggest risk any new venture faces, the terrifying stretch of not knowing whether it will ever work at all. Businesses with recurring revenue tend to sell for 3 to 5 times their yearly earnings, while one-time sale businesses sell for far less, which tells you exactly what smart buyers value. Every one of the 19 businesses above this can be bought already built instead of constructed, customer by customer. Number 1. Recurring revenue in any industry. Here it is, the one that isn't actually a business. It's the principle stitched through every item on this list. The real difference between slowly building wealth and never building it has almost nothing to do with which business someone picks. It comes down to whether that business pays once or pays every month. Sell a popsicle, you earn once. Rent out the popsicle cart, you earn again and again, without selling another popsicle. That's the exact thread connecting the laundromat, the storage unit, the pest control route, the bookkeeping client, and the ATM. The customer pays, walks away, and comes back to pay again next month, without being convinced all over again. So here's the one question worth carrying out of this video. Does it pay me once, or does it pay me every month? That single filter eliminates most of the ideas people waste years chasing. Let me show you what that looks like with 2 people. Preston was 34 when he decided he wanted to own his time. He spent 2 years hunting for the perfect idea, an app, a brand, something nobody else was doing, and burned through his savings on attempts that never caught, because every idea he had was competing against 1,000 equally ambitious people with the same dream. At 41, he's still employed, still searching. Callum started at the same age, but instead of chasing something new, he bought a small laundromat that had already been running in his city for 15 years. While paying off the loan, he added 2 vending machines in a nearby gym. 4 years later, the combined cash flow let him quietly leave his job. His money moves while he sleeps now. Nobody in his life would guess it just by looking at him. The difference was never intelligence or luck. Preston likely worked harder in his first 2 years. He lost because he competed on a field crowded with thousands of people exactly like him. Callum chose a field almost nobody wanted, and that's precisely why he had it nearly to himself. That's the whole idea. The path to a boring business stays wide open, specifically because it doesn't look impressive in a photo, and most people would rather look impressive than be free. If you made it this far, you already have something most viewers of this kind of content never walk away with. A real list, with real numbers, of 20 ways to build income that don't require reinventing anything. So tell me in the comments which one of these 20 surprised you the most, or which one you've quietly known about all along. I read every comment. If this shifted how you see even one of these businesses, subscribe, because I break down this kind of thinking every week.